Hello, and welcome back to the Avenged.fitness YouTube channel. I'm Marty, and I am the personal trainer for Avenged.fitness. And today we are going to be talking about probably the most controversial topic in the health and fitness industry, and that is diets. Diets, dieting, and diet culture are probably the most controversial and the topics that we have the most conflicting information about in the fitness and health industry. You're constantly told by different people, different sources, different news outlets what the best diet is for us to lose weight or gain weight or to be our overall healthiest self. With all that information, it can get very hard to kind of sift through what is right or wrong or what's going to be best for you as an individual. And so today I just want to cover a couple kind of more broader topics in regards to diets and dieting, and in later videos kind of go over a little bit more in detail some of the more intricate parts of dieting and dieting in regards to weight loss, since that's most commonly since those two are most commonly linked together. So the first thing I want to talk about is kind of the two definitions of the word diet, because I think sometimes people use this term and hear it and automatically think, oh, diet in regards to weight loss. But sometimes a diet can be referred to as your kind of just eating lifestyle. But a diet in terms of your eating lifestyle would be something like the standard American diet, or someone who eats a vegan diet. So if someone was following a vegan diet, they would be eating plant-based, they wouldn't be eating any animal byproducts or kind of using any animal byproducts in their day-to-day living. Someone who follows the standard American diet is someone who kind of, for lack of better terms, doesn't really have any restrictions on what their kind of eating is compiled of. So they kind of eat anything from super healthy, clean foods to kind of unhealthier foods like fast food. It's important for you to have an understanding of what your current diet looks like so that you can use that information to help you construct your new diet to help you reach whatever your goals are. The word diet that we're more commonly exposed to is usually used as a way to describe how someone is going to limit or redefine their current eating habits. So if someone was eating the standard American diet and said like, oh, I'm gonna go on a diet, usually that means that they're gonna cut out some of the more unhealthier foods like the fast food. Now, with diets, because they are usually a short-term commitment, the way I like to describe it to my clients is when you commit short-term to something, usually that means that you're going to have short-term results. If someone commits to, I want to lose 20 pounds by February, that small change that they make, once they hit that 20-pound loss, if they go back to what they were eating before the short-term commitment, then they're only going to reap the benefits of that diet for so long. At some point, when you go back to where you were before, you're going to go back to how you looked and how you felt before you made this commitment. In addition to that, usually when people make these short-term diet changes, or as we commonly refer to, go on a diet, it's usually associated with some sort of fad diet. So that's where you kind of see these juice cleanses and detoxes. And this is where we see things like low carb or low fat or keto come out, and kind of people commit to them for a couple months or a year, 6 months. Sometimes it can be longer, but they're, in the grand scheme of things, a short-term commitment. This brings us back to the issue of going on a diet, which, as I said before, is committing to something short term and creating short lasting results. You may be thinking, if going on a diet isn't going to give me the results that I want, what will, when the idea of dieting is so commonly recommended by a plethora of people? That is a great question that has a very simple answer, but a very complicated process. So the simple answer is creating sustainable lifestyle changes. And I'm sure you've heard that term kind of thrown around, sustainable changes. And all that means is that you make changes to your lifestyle that are going to be easier for you to carry on long term or for a lifetime. The best advice that I can give you in terms of creating sustainable change for you is picking a lifestyle change that is going to align with your current lifestyle. I'm not saying that you should eat the same way that you've always been eating if that's not bringing you closer to your goals. All that means is that if your goal is weight loss and you want to lose 20 pounds, if you're going to start making changes to how you're eating, what you're eating, make them so that they align more with how you currently do things versus changing and making a 180 to something that you may not be able to maintain. An example of that would be if you know that you like carbs and you know that something like keto isn't going to be in your favor because you may really like carbs but may not be able to eat an adequate amount of fat that keto would require. Trying the keto diet, although in theory cutting out the thing that you love, aka carbs, might seem like a good idea, in the long run it's going to make it unsustainable for you because you're going to cut out a whole thing that you incorporate in your day-to-day life now. Same thing along the lines of if you are someone who genuinely likes meat and likes the taste of meat, likes to cook it, the vegan diet is probably not for you, nor is the vegetarian diet. So I wouldn't recommend using those as weight loss tools, because although cutting out a thing that you love that you may overeat on is good short term, in the long term that may not be sustainable for you to maintain to continue to reach your goals. We don't want to set ourselves up for failure. So if you're someone who likes carbs or you're someone who likes fat, you don't want to go on these diets that bring you to the extreme opposite, because taking you from one extreme to the other extreme is going to make it that much harder for you to make that change and for you to stay committed to that change, because you aren't going to feel satisfied and happy in that diet choice. The moral of the story is that by creating long-term sustainable changes to your current lifestyle are going to enhance the likelihood that you create long-lasting, long-term results with your diet. This allows us to reach our goals in a more efficient, effective way, and also sets us up to be successful in reaching our future goals as we hit different milestones. This means that the changes you make to your diet need to set you up for success. And that is exactly what we are going to cover in future videos. In the next video, I'm going to walk you through some kind of popular diets, the pros and cons, how effective these diets would be in reaching your goals. And with that, I will see you in the next one. Bye.